Hey guys, today I wanted to do a walk around of my Myers Manx. Not really sure of the actual age of the body, but I found it in West Virginia and it was all melted down in the field. It didn't look like this. It's not actually a real Manx, but it's pretty close, and I actually changed all the fiberglass to make it look as close to a Manx as possible. I think it's somewhere in the 60s, possibly 70s. The chassis or the frame was from a full-sized Volkswagen Beetle that I actually cut down that one myself. The original one had weeds growing up through the bottom of it when I picked it up. So the chassis actually 1971 Volkswagen standard Beetle that I shortened 14.5 inches and lowered. I put sway away components on it. The rear trailing arms are adjustable sway away, torsion bars are sway away, front springs. It's got four-wheel disc brakes, and everything's been updated. New steering gearbox, new tire rods, everything. So let's do the walk around. Sort of looks like a chop top. The windshield's been cut down quite low. The roll cage was custom made to match. It has sidebars. And then there is a crossbar underneath for a little bit of safety. The full array of VDO gauges. Next week or so it'll get an aluminum console that I have. I'm going to put around the shifter, around that scat shifter, which will house the turbo boost gauge that's just zip tied up there right now. That'll go into the console. And let's see, this has got 10-gallon fuel tank. It's got a dry sump pump oil tank right there. Right here, this is a grill because there's a radiator mounted above the transmission. That's for an oil cooler radiator. The fuel injection box that I made here is made out of carbon fiber. That houses the CB Performance fuel injection system, and as well as you'll see the MSD6AL right there. The CB Performance 4-knob adjustment right here, this is from the 70s, or I'm sorry, from the 90s. They don't make this anymore, and a lot of people will call it outdated, but it actually still works pretty good. I'm hoping to get 400 plus horsepower out of this engine. So this is kind of the pre-flight video for starting this engine. I tested it the other day. I got it to fire for a couple of minutes, but I didn't want to do a full video quite yet. I know there's a lot of people on the Samba.com and a couple other places that have been watching me build this for years. I've got a build sheet put up on the Samba.com, and I'll post a link in there. So this is a 2498cc engine. It's got a 90 millimeter full circle crank, 12-pound flywheel, Eagle 5.7 connecting rods, 94 millimeter Wiseco pistons that have been dished 10 cc's to lower the compression a little bit for the turbo. The turbo is a Garrett T04B35. It used to come from CB Performance. That was their main staple turbocharger that they sold back in the 90s. It really, the whole system only has about 500 miles on it because I ended up drag racing it and cracked a cylinder here or blew a hole in a piston there. You know, things happen when you're drag racing. So after life got in the way, it's taken so many years to get this back together, and I've changed quite a bit. I've changed the cams. Let's see, the cam is a 86C with 112-degree lobe centers. That's a webcam. Then it's got competition eliminator heads from CB Performance. They've been reworked. They have the CB Performance 650 valve springs and titanium retainers with 46 millimeter intakes and I believe 38 exhausts. Let's see, the fuel injection system has 8 injectors. So here's two on the outside of this, and then if you can see real close, there's other ones right inside here. So there's two per cylinder, and that's all controlled with the dials up front. So I'm currently running a 050 Bosch distributor, which I limit that at about 24 degrees advance because I don't have any fuel injection computer that's going to retard the timing. That would be nice, but not this time around. I hope to get about 400 horsepower out of this combo. Certainly, if you have any questions, you can post them, and I'll do my best to answer. Okay, so here we are, getting ready for our first startup after I did check that it did fire. So here we go. Okay, there we have it. Plenty of paint to burn off, but after so many years, the 2498cc is alive. Hope you enjoyed it.